What's going on YouTube? Mr. Tony's Hip Hop School is here. Please like and subscribe. I need the likes to go up. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Wanted to talk about a topic I saw on social media. It was about the New Jersey rappers in the 90s. Really 80s and 90s. So that made me think about somebody that I never hear anyone talk about. Somebody that is very unsung. Somebody who he was part of a duo, is a duo in one of my videos. One of the groups I actually liked. And he goes by the name of the great Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon is one of my favorite producers of all time. He's up there with Diamond D, Premier, DJ Premier, Pete Rock, RZA, Large Professor, and the list goes on and on. But Eric Sermon has produced EPMD, Keith Murray, Redman, Das Effects, and a whole slew of other people. Das Effects was another duo that I used to love and still do listen to this day, along with Keith Murray. Keith Murray is another rapper that I actually used to like, and so did a lot of other people. But Eric Sermon is somebody that gets no just due. And this is why I am a proponent for a hip-hop Hall of Fame. I just don't feel, I know the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame represents music in general. I know this. But the hip-hop world is a separate entity in itself, if you ask me. And I think there needs to be more shine on people like Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon made a lot of good shit. By the way, I'm trying to cut down on the cursing. I looked at some of my videos and I was getting a little too ghetto. I'm 50 years old now and I need to tone that down a little bit. So I'm gonna try to sound a little more professional. A lot of slang, little slang here and there, but yeah, I need to catch up with my age a little bit. But sometimes talking about this old school hip hop takes you back to the times when you were a younger man or a younger lady. But Eric Sermon just EPMD alone. EPMD and Redman alone, come on, man. Redman, and he's gonna be another person I talk about too. Redman had a lot of. Redman, I could listen to his whole album. I love his first album, There's the Dark Side. He had a lot of. Some songs I didn't really care for, but that may have been like one or two. He might have had a good 6-7 albums. I could be wrong. He might have had more than that. But Eric Sermon, like the Keith Murray album, the most beautiful thing in the world. I can listen to that whole album. Eric Sermon needs to get his just due. Eric Sermon, as your boy Redman says, we riding for you. We riding for you. Eric Sermon needs to be. If anybody ever talks about producers, and this is what I'm saying about when you watch television, which I don't watch any television anymore. I know I say this all the time, but when you watch television, or even cable for that matter, cable, whatever, they just always fall back on the same the same typical people. If you talk about producers, you're only gonna hear pretty much Dr. Dre, Premier. Really, that's all I've ever heard. If you talking about some mainstream producers, if you're on a mainstream, if you're on TV, excuse me, I'm a little sleepy, so bear with me. But they're gonna talk about Dr. Dre. You might even hear about Premier, because Premier was pretty gutter. He was pretty raw. But you're not gonna hear about RZA. You're not gonna hear about LES. You're not gonna hear about Easy Mo B. You know what I mean? I could just go on and on, man. Easy Mo B, for those of you that don't know, he did a lot of Bad Boy production. A lot of Biggie. He did The What with Biggie and Method Man. I forgot to introduce the music. I try to get into the flow of saying the channel and then introducing, like, share, subscribe, and then introduce the music, the hip hop, the beautiful hip hop that is being played on my side. I keep telling y'all, hip hop is my wife. So my wife is on the side of me looking at me, smiling and licking her tongue at me. I'm listening to some a little underground New York hip hop from 1994 through 1997. And these guys here are called East Flatbush Project. So the music before was none other than Shorty No Mas. I know a lot of people don't know these people, but Shorty No Mas did have the two songs that I just played. They were played on the radio, I'm sure in New York, and definitely in Philly with Lady B back in the day. I've heard the songs. So this song is more of an underground hip hop song. Like guys that was trying to get their music out there, and they just never formalized. So I'm kind of representing the underground and those who really didn't make it in the business. So this is New York underground hip hop from 94 to 97. So Eric Sermon, shout out to you, man. Shout out to New Jersey hip hop, which I'm gonna do a video on New Jersey hip hop. They made a huge contribution to hip hop. People don't talk about New Jersey hip hop as much. Old school hip hop, as we know. But I'm definitely gonna do a video on them. Redman, Queen Latifah, Apache. Apache died too soon. Nobody knows about. I'm sure some of y'all do, but Apache made Gangsta Bitch. That came out in like 93. And he was under Queen Latifah, Flavor Unit. And, Redman, Tretch, Naughty by Nature, the Fugees. It can go on and on, man. New Jersey, North Jersey, pretty much all of them from North Jersey. North Jersey, they represented big time, and Eric Sermon is definitely one of my favorite producers of all time. So, for those of you that are in another country and you don't know anything about, or you don't know that much about old school hip hop, I want you to check out Eric Sermon or EPMD. You can just Google Eric Sermon or YouTube Eric Sermon, and his music will come up. And, let me know what you think. For those of you that do know Eric Sermon, let me know what you think, or what number is he on your list of producers from the old school. It's just so much. It's just so much, man. You know, every time I do a video, I start thinking whatever topic I'm talking about, there's always somebody else that comes to mind, or it's always somebody that comes to mind that wasn't well known. But don't forget, please like, subscribe, share, subscribe, please. I need the thumbs up. It'll help me out. I want to build the channel. I want to really get to the point where I have somebody from the old school come on. Maybe somebody from Philly, or somebody from New York, or whoever. Somebody that was that had some music out and most of us liked, or all of us liked. So don't forget, this is Mr. Tony's Hip Hop School. Please like, share, subscribe, and see you on the next video. Peace.